Hey guys, welcome to another behind the scenes look at Axer Rangers S Everything or Nothing. And ladies and gentlemen, have I got a treat to share with you. I have never done something like this before where I get to share with you a little teaser of the final episode of Everything or Nothing. So what you're gonna see is something that is really awesome and something that is really technical. So let's just say it's a bit of both, shall we? So, what exactly is going on here? I have a brand new weapon which I've just created after watching 007 Agent Under Fire and 007 Nightfire. More specifically, Forbidden Depths and The Exchange. Those two levels are just awesome. And one thing that really got to me was one of their weapons that were included in these missions. Forbidden Depths and the Exchange, obviously you gotta pick up this weapon to use it. And then what happens next is just awesome. So let me explain what it is. Now, to express all this hype that I'm currently talking about, allow me to pull up the Void Ranger sprites, and what you're about to see is something very revolutionary. So first of all, a bit of history. I'm sure if you've all seen Axem Rangers X, the original series, you know that Red Ranger is a big fan of the photon cannon. One of the main weapons that Red Ranger used against Mecha Sonic. He used them against Blue Ranger, and he even used them against a few other XRA Rangers during the Solar Wars. And it's a very iconic weapon. And then it occurred to me, what if I were to do something different in the Virus War? Instead of combining My Doom and Stuxnet, which so far has been in the favor of Astro Ranger and Virus Ranger, the enemies of Everything or Nothing, why don't I just change up a bit the payloads of the viruses? So instead of having My Doom and Stuxnet, what about CIH and Stuxnet? And then it hit me. I watched 007, Nightfire, and Agent Under Fire last night, and I ended up coming up with a concept which is very revolutionary. And ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce it to you. This is the RCH-1. As you could see, unlike the previous photon cannon, this one is monstrous. It is very revolutionary, and not to mention, this is the very first proton cannon that uses an infrared scope. It's computer controlled and it's guided. So you can actually control where the solar beams fly. And you know what? This is Void's weapon to take down Astro. Because let's not forget, Astro is equipped with a missile which contains the nanobots payload of My Doom and Stuxnet together. The only way to get rid of a double payload is to use a double payload against the enemy. So in Void's case, this proton cannon is perfect for Void, and it's also the very first time we ever have a computer-controlled proton cannon. And as you can see from the little red screen, it's Void's little camera. So Void can actually control where the solar beams land. If you want, guys, I can actually show you the script. But first, let me just play back exactly what you're about to see from this proton cannon. And ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you right now, the proton cannon itself is in first-person view. So what you're seeing is exactly what the proton cannon is going to see. So what you just saw was the proton cannon screen. So that red little screen over there, that's what you're seeing right now. So basically what's happening is Void is attacking one of the beams to pretty much attack the nanobots. As you can see from all these lasers here, these are the solar beams. And then comes the giant beam coming from this big cannon right here, because all these little beams are coming from this mini cannon. So here comes the big one, and you can see the explosion. And then once it actually hits, it turns to static, and then Void Ranger returns control to his axe. And I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't know if you can actually see down here, but it actually says recording. So it actually records every move that Void Ranger makes with the RCH-1. And of course, it actually says right here, guided solar cannon. And I can actually show you the script that I used to make it. So let me just open up Fusion, my old buddy Fusion. And please keep in mind that this Fusion script is completely customizable. So basically, I can pretty much take any one of these frames and, okay, there we go. Let me open up RCH-1 template. So there we go. This is my script. So I can actually show you what I'm doing here. So basically, the first screen is pretty much lasers. Second one, I added a time machine, so that's a retime. For those of you who use Nuke, it's a retime. And then I added a merge to position the lasers properly. And then I added another merge with this. This is green screen footage of the second laser. So if I actually show it to you from here, I hit play, there's your laser. Alright, and then I brought it into a third merge. This merge is completely customizable. You can put any image you want. I actually put Axem Ranger in the frame, so when I actually press play, you actually see the lasers attacking Astro. And I put a little animation in the merge, as well as a time machine for time offset. I also for the green screen, I put a little time speed to increase the speed of the laser. And finally, the last piece is this. The RCH-1 guided solar camera infrared screen. And I put a little color correction to give it some pop colors, more specifically red. And I used a merge to change the opacity. And then I cropped it to make it the size of the actual footage, because if you actually play it without the merge, you can actually see all this unwanted footage that I don't even need. So I used a crop to pretty much eliminate that, and the resize to adjust it to the video length. And finally I saved it. So now if we actually play it back, let me just turn this off, play it back. And as you can see from the final frame, the camera goes offline. And after the camera goes offline, then we have the static, which is just standard static you can find on YouTube anywhere. You could just download it and just include it as the final animation for the RCH-1 firing. And normally this happens when the blast is a success. So again, this is the first time we've ever had a proton cannon use a guided solar beam. And as you can see, it definitely shows that it's a guided solar beam because of how much it moves, and you actually see the camera on where it's moving. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a brand new weapon, the RCH-1, and you're going to be seeing that a lot in Void Ranger because this is Void's official proton cannon. He might use it again soon. Hell, he might even use the classic proton cannon. Bottom line, you're going to see these weapons a lot lately. And yep, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.